Hello everyone, Happy New Year! 2022 was an amazing year, and yes, I am aware that we are a few days into 2023, and I'm still harping on last year. It's my channel, I can do what I want. But today I thought, in honor of last year, because last year was just so great, that I would do a top 10 of the games I played last year. Now, I will admit, these are all not 2022 releases. These are actually a lot older games. But just due to my unique situation and how I prefer to play games, I don't end up playing the newest releases most of the time. So I thought, instead of just, blurting out the 5 games that I played this year that are new releases, I thought I'd tell you guys my top 10 games that I just played this year. This intro has gone on for too long right now. Let's start the list. Alright, starting off at the bottom of the list, number 10, which doesn't mean it's bad at all, but Splatoon 3 is a sequel no one saw coming. I certainly didn't. Splatoon 2 was one of the very first Nintendo Switch games that I ever got, and I loved it to death. Honestly, it's what really made or break the Nintendo Switch for me, and Splatoon 2 was amazing. So 5 years later, to get a sequel to a sequel on the same system was kind of strange. I don't understand it. Nobody really understands it. But so when they released Splatoon 3, it ended up being really good. Definitely a worthwhile sequel. All of the world is just more interesting. I find this to be a more fun world, a more open, base area. We'll have a review coming out, but I love the characters. The music group is definitely the best one we've gotten so far because of Big Man. And the combat just feels smooth, very fast. Everything is much like Splatoon 2, but then again, not. Story mode is also way better. And just a lot of minor improvements that really make Splatoon 3, when all added up together, a worthwhile sequel that was a ton of fun. Alright, coming in at number 9, a game that a lot of people love and some people hate, which is kind of annoying because it's an amazing game, Pokémon Legends Arceus. This is truly the Pokemon game we never knew we needed. It is Pokemon's first foray into open world, and they basically perfected the formula the first go-around. While yeah, it is a little bit choppy at some points, it is amazing. I personally love this game. I love how you don't need a separate copy, like of both games, to complete the decks. You can do it in just this one game. I love the ancient Japanese style. It's totally my thing. All the characters being like ancestors to those in Diamond and Pearl really made it interesting and fun to kind of sort out who is who and who is whose ancestor. And it was a lot of fun. The controls are tight. It made catching Pokemon a lot more fun instead of having to go into battles and do all the slogging and garbage like that. And it was really just a fun time. This is truly a fun, explorative Pokemon game. The story was just on beat, awesome. I love the new forms of Dialga and Palkia they gave them, and just all around a good start for the Pokemon series. Something that Scarlet and Violet have certainly taken inspiration from, and it is definitely a really, really great game. Alright, for number 8, this year was a really interesting year, as this was the first year that I have played a PlayStation. 2022 is the year of PlayStation for me. And when I got our PlayStation, a really good friend of ours was just bragging on this one series called Uncharted. You may have heard of it. There's like 5 games. There's a movie. It has Tom Holland in it. He's a really good actor. But Uncharted 1 is the first Uncharted game in the series, and the first one that I've actually fully beaten. Still working on 2. But nonetheless, with the recommendation from a close friend, Uncharted has become one of my favorite PlayStation games. Definitely a top tier juggernaut in the PlayStation library. This game was lots of fun. I found Nathan Drake to be a cross between Han Solo and Indiana Jones. Just an all-out funny, cocky character that went on some pretty cool adventures. The gameplay was really tight. I loved the jet ski portions, and the story was very cool. and I just overall had a really great time with it. Definitely a fun game, very challenging, very puzzly, but a top tier in the PlayStation library for sure. Another game from a really close friend recommended this, but this one has a really funny story. Jedi Fallen Order has a really funny story. At the beginning of 2022, the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show was coming out, and this particular friend of ours is a really big Star Wars guy, and I was expressing to him my interest for the game because the TV show was going to have the Inquisitors, and I noticed that some of them from Jedi Fallen Order may appear, and I also expressed how much I wanted to play the game. Well, this absolute legend allowed me to borrow his copy of Jedi Fallen Order, and thus it became one of my top 10 games of 2022. It is Dark Souls but Star Wars. This game was hard, and I was playing on easy mode, but this really was a really fun exploration into a dormant Star Wars universe for me. Star Wars was kind of petering off, but this game gave me hope for Star Wars video games and really showed that EA actually cared. Believe that. EA cared. But yeah, this was just definitely a top tier game. Really fun, really hard. It definitely, to play as a unique character is lots of fun, other than the Brain Dead Battlefront, the new Brain Dead Battlefront games that just didn't feel like much. This game feels like something. It's a very interesting story, very fun gameplay, amazing worlds you travel to, both known and unknown in the Star Wars universe, but definitely a really good time if A, you love Souls-like games, and if you like Star Wars. For number 6, we have the Game of the Year this year, the one that Bill Clinton apparently endorses, I guess, Elden Ring. This is my first, super dark game. This game is kind of really dark. It's like if The Lord of the Rings and Resident Evil had a child. There you go, Elden Ring. No, seriously guys, this game was utterly fantastic. It is the toughest game I've literally ever played, and I've played Metroid Dread. This game was very hard, the combat is very tough, and all the monster designs are just wacky and cool and creepy and out of this world. I haven't even touched the story, and I've played at least 5 hours of just exploring. And it is an amazing world to explore. Honestly, it's just hard to find something bad. I have played this game on my channel, and you guys will know I spent half an hour going through one dungeon, and it was just great. It's an all-around, really great game, highly detailed. Just a lot of love and work was put into it, and it came out outstanding. Alright, starting off the top 5, a game that I've been kind of grinding for the past 2 months, God of War, specifically the 2018 version, but honestly, I kind of slept on this game, not gonna lie. I did not start it. I was very hesitant to start it, as I really wanted to get through all of the Kingdom Hearts games and most of Final Fantasy VII Remake before starting God of War. But after Ragnorök came out and I knew I wanted to get that, I hopped on and started playing God of War, and oh my goodness, this game has just blown me away. Story, combat, world building, everything is just superb. It is a lot more puzzly. I know this one derives a whole lot from the previous God of War games, but honestly, this is just the best thing that could have come out of the PS4 era, and Santa Monica Studios just blown it out of the water. The combat is so fleshed out. Honestly, every time Kratos swings his axe, it's just little moments of serotonin that just go wha, and oh man. And honestly, I love the bond between Kratos and Atreus. Kratos is a very closed-off character that he just needs to learn to open up with his son, and it's really funny. Honestly, I think some of their dialogue is really funny, and to explore the whole Norse mythology, honestly, I got to the part with the world serpent and my jaw dropped, because I had never seen something that insane on a TV, ever. Alright, for number 4, we have probably the most ambient game I've played. I knew from the moment I downloaded this on my PlayStation that this would be definitely a top 10 game of all time for me. That is Ghost of Tsushima. Two words. Ancient Japan. Yes. Samurai. Yes. Pagodas. Yes. This game has it all. If you're like me and you're super into Japanese culture, especially with the time from the samurais and all the battles and the Mongol invasion and all that stuff, you will literally love this game. It is so detailed when you're running around the island of Tsushima. All the buildings are just amazing. The characters are great. You play as a samurai. How much cooler can you get? I mean, it's a samurai. All the customization is great. I love all the little, like, box shrines that you can find all along the world. You can, like, write haikus. I mean, who's not down for writing haikus? And, like, there's these base raids. I'm just going off. These base raids that you can just take out a whole bunch of Mongols. It's great. It's a really great game. It is really tough, though. It is kind of like Dark Souls, but it's like a mix between God of War and Dark Souls, and it's great. Honestly, the 13th century Japan, all of that atmosphere translated fantastically into video game format. Alright, we're busting into the top 3. These are the G to the O to the A to the T of 2022. Honestly, these games are great. And to kick it off is one of my favorite games, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm sure you all are going to get tired of me if you watch any of my other content of just goating on the Final Fantasy series, but honestly, Final Fantasy VII Remake, for all the hate it gets, it doesn't get enough praise for what it does right, and world building is what it does right. What they did with this game was they took the original, like, third of the game, which was the Midgar section, and just expanded upon it. Midgar is probably my favorite Final Fantasy location. I know Spira is a close second, but Midgar is a fantastic location, and for them to expand upon this very interesting, very sad, traumatic area is just fantastic. Every mission has been awesome. Everything is so detailed. All the characters are fleshed out way more. Alright, number 2 is a game that I did get the Platinum Trophy for. A game that I've just loved dearly ever since I started playing on PlayStation. Spider-Man Remastered. After I say those 3 words, you should all know exactly where it's going. This is probably the very best superhero game you could ever play. Get out of here, Guardians. Get out of here, Avengers. Get out of here, old Spider-Man games. This is the superhero game of all time. Honestly, swinging through your New York is amazing. The story is amazing. Honestly, I love seeing a more mature Spider-Man. Every Spider-Man movie and such has been more of his origin story, and to see him kind of branch off into, oh, he's very experienced, is just really great, honestly. It's an amazing game to play. Combat and swinging and traversal. I don't want to use fast travel when I play the game. I want to swing around New York. Honestly, it's so great. And having almost every Spider-Man villain, almost every iconic Spider-Man villain, be fightable is just really fun. It really put a whole new spin on Spider-Man, but nonetheless, this is just a really fantastic game from every aspect of design. You really could not ask for a better superhero game. Alright, for number 1, I'm sure you all have seen this coming. I'm sure this has just been like the light at the end of the tunnel for everyone. It is, of course, Kingdom Hearts 1. What can I say, honestly, guys? This is probably a top 3 video game of all time for me. And honestly, it really just hits deep. This was the first game I bought when I got the PlayStation, and honestly, it could have been the best choice ever. Honestly, I'm glad I started with this, because not only did this one game make me fall in love with Kingdom Hearts, the whole franchise as a whole, but it also made me want to go and try all the other Final Fantasy games that were featured in this game. 7, 8, 10. Honestly, I've played all of them because of Kingdom Hearts. I probably wouldn't be the anime weeb simp that I am without Kingdom Hearts, and its story just hits deep because friendship is truly the core of this game, and friendship is just one of the most important aspects of my life. Honestly, my friends are the closest people, and I don't have a lot of friends, but the friends I do have are some of my closest companions that I could have ever asked for. And this game just exemplifies my feelings towards my friends. You know, Sora utters, "My friends are my power," and that could not be more true for me. And not only does it have great combat, I think it is a very fleshed out combat system. It's not as bad as people think. And yeah, there are some cringe dialogue, but that's because it's 20 years old. And honestly, it is just a game that hits deep. I know Kingdom Hearts 2 could be just a billion times better combat and gameplay wise, but this one, story, characters, worlds, everything combined with my own personal feelings have just really truly made this game the best game that I not only played in 2022, but the best franchise I've ever played, and probably one of my favorite games of all time. Top 3, easily. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I know that last one hit kind of deep, but, you know, we gotta have some serious moments. But if you enjoyed, whack that subscribe button with your toes. I want to see those toes hit that subscribe button. Even if you're on a computer, just use your toe, press the little clicker on the mouse with your toe. Make sure it's with your toes. Let me know your top 10 down in the comments below. I would love to hear what games you guys played last year in 2022. It was a really great year for gaming, and I know 2023 is going to be even better because Zelda. Anyways, ring that notification bell so you're always up to date with my newest videos. That's going to be all for me for now. I'm Big King from Kingdom Studios. Have a great day, my guys.
What you gon' do? What you gon' do? Your life block written by someone but you. What you gon' do? What you gon' do? Stand up and fight you.